Good day, good evening, welcome beyond the new and all the other bits and pieces. Hello and welcome to the Suarez live stream, which today, as the thumbnail might suggest, for the first time in over 4 years, we are doing a live question and answer session. That's right, you get to ask me just about anything you like, whether it's art related or not, who cares? I don't mind. Whether I choose to answer it or not is another matter, but a very, very big warm welcome to you. Now, I have a slightly poorly back, but everything is fine. Don't ask you questions just yet, Cookie Monster. I can see you asking one because things are going to get lively on chat. You might have to re-ask that because things are going to go by on my screen very quickly. So we will get a chance to ask you questions. What? Very, very soon we'll start answering the questions. Anyway, so that's what tonight's stream is all about. Something a little bit different. Like I say, we haven't done one for over 4 years. 2021 was the only time we've ever done it. And I think I got through about 135 questions in that time period. So we'll just keep going until we run out of things to ask, or till you're bored, or I keel over in a heap. Who cares? Anyway, right. So let's do a bit of housekeeping. Number one, can you hear me out there? Is everyone okay? Please hold your questions for a minute, folks. I can see there's some questions coming through. I'm going to end up missing them if I'm not careful. Henry DeHaan, where is the sound? That's the first one. Can you all hear me? Devand, where is the video? Well, hopefully you can see all of it. How about a little bit of your life story? Okay, guys, can you just not ask the questions just at the moment? We need to make sure that the audio is good and the pictures are coming through, and I promise I will try and answer them as quickly as possible. John says yes, thank you. Can we get some feedback on if you can hear me and all the rest of it? Because once we've got that sorted out, then we can carry on. You can tell this is live, can't you? Hello, Emma. Hello from Germany, Emma Omer. Audio and music is good from Paula. See and hear all good. Thank you, Lynn. 55. John can hear. Great. Rob can hear. So I think we're all good to go. Let's just say a quick hello then. If we're all good with systems, let's get Adi on the line. How are you today, sir?
Hello, I'm here.
Good. Well, that's very good because I was wondering who was pressing the buttons.
I am awake and I'm here. So that's pretty good.
Let's not put any more expectations on the man than that, shall we?
In fact, that's
Hey, that's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Okay, so Linda's saying audio is good as well. Right, okay, so we've got lots to get through this evening, folks. There are no topics which we aren't going to cover. I'll give you a little bit of a roam camera.
Well, within reason.
Within reason. We've got a couple of things outside to show you.
No politics, please.
No, I'm not touching that. I can always choose to not answer stuff. We've got a couple of paintings behind. We're going to have a look at those in a little while because we've got one from the other week which is now dry, which is really cool, and I want to take you for a little look at that. We've got a nice diamond one behind me, so we can interlude with what we're doing with some nice shiny things as well. Now, what camera have we got that to look with? Ta-da, here I go, spinning round. Oh, that's nice. Roam cam. We'll take Roam cam for a little spin before you start firing out all your questions, because I know you're dying to answer. I hope you've been thinking since we announced this 6 days ago and changed the thumbnails and the title to It's a Live Q&A. I hope you've got your questions ready. So we popped this one in called United We Stand. Really nice on the diamonds, so we thought we'd just pop that in. A little bit of a nice background for you to have a look at until the questions start rolling in. Thank you, by the way, if you asked them already, please do ask them again because I don't want to miss them. And then we got the tilt and rotate one from 2 weeks ago. This has dried spectacularly well. Particularly like all this over here, that one. That's the bit I dug out with the paint tool, and that looks really cool. I stuck my fingers in it. Look, and we still got the vapor trails from where I did my finger painting. Awesome. Very high tech here, aren't we? So I think that looks really nice. We started as well one on the floor. Haven't done anything with that yet, but that looks pretty cool as well. So I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, Roam cam's going to be quite a feature this evening. We'll do lots of nice things with that. And we've got the merch stand. Let's go and have a little look at that. Just to refresh your memories, look, it's not all about paint and canvas. Yes, we do transfer wonderful things.
Well, it is because they're canvas shoes and they've got a painting on them. So it is all about the paint and canvas.
He's good, isn't he? What? While we're just talking about that, buddy, pull up the site and click on the prints, because I've got some really exciting news to share with you exclusively today. And that I have been working very, very hard in the background, like I'm always doing. And I've put 10 brand new prints available online. They should be on the screen now for you. Shameless bit of self-promotion, but they are awesome. We just packaged one up to send out tomorrow, and all strictly limited editions, but they are really, really cool, and a lot less than buying original, a tenth of the price of buying an original, and they come hand signed. There's only about 4 or 5 that will ever be made of them, and I put 10 brand new designs on as well. You might want to refresh that page, buddy, because that's the old page. So let's do a refresh on the page, because right, so of course I'm 20 seconds behind, but anyway, we are about to get going, folks. But I just wanted to show you that we're doing some pretty cool things with the prints, and there are 25 at the moment to choose from, which is really nice. And hopefully, if I see it on my screen, that will refresh any time now. There we go, that's better. Yeah, so lots of really nice things there. Keep it in your mind, folks, because they make great gifts and great keepsakes. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I've been working hard on doing all kinds of weird and wonderful things with the prints, and there's some really nice stuff on there now. Genuinely, it's looking really nice. Oh, who's that handsome fella? So anyway, go check out the print section, guys, because there's lots of really, really cool stuff there, and would always welcome your feedback like we always do. Right, okay then, buddy, so I think we'll head back into the room, and we're going to be doing some shout outs very, very soon. And I know there's lots of you joining in now, so that's really, really good and great to see that. Now then, I'm going to scroll back. I'm just going to nip over to my computer, because I know a couple of you had a couple of questions. So I get up from my pew. Back is definitely feeling better. Today has been good for the back. So was it Cookie Monster who had the first question? First proper one. I know you guys were chatting away. I'm going to come to that one. If I've missed somebody's, I apologize. And I have to say, folks, if I do miss a question, because from memory it does get quite busy on them, then I apologize. We will try to answer all of them. Henry DeHaan was asking, actually, who's first through the door? Well, actually, it was Henry was first through the door. How nice is that? And second question, who loves enamel art as well? Well, I do. Starting with an H. Would that be Henry by any chance? Right, okay. I'm going to jump straight to Cookie Monster's question. I want to make my income from art, but a lot of people say we might as well stop because everything is being taken over by big companies and AI. What's your thoughts on this? Absolutely not. Rubbish. Rubbish. Not being overtaken by AI. Digital art, I'll concede to that. Some digital artists are having a few problems because, of course, now the role of the skill of the pen and the tablet has been replaced in a lot of genres and different segments by artificial intelligence, and there's no getting away with that. But it can't make that, and it can't make that, and it can't make a watercolor of a dog on a field or someone walking over a bridge, and it can't do an impasto of a coastal scene, and it can't do a proper portrait like Rembrandt would do it. And whatever you're into, whatever you're doing, it simply cannot replicate it. And if it tries to, it's normally horrendous and probably always will be. But here's the thing, and then we'll quickly move on. It's the consumer, it's the people, it's the client, the people that you're selling to. Ultimately will want something that you've made. This is about your story and what you do, and they don't want a computer to do it. It has its role, and AI is fantastic in a million different ways, but it's never going to replace what comes out of the brain and in the hand, and that's the most important thing. So you absolutely must concentrate on that, all right? Great question, but that's my opinion on it. It's never going to replace it. People want real stuff. They don't want it produced by a computer.
Right, so Devant had a question. It says, hello chat, hello Ed Nady. Hi Devant. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, well, we are, us two are. How's everybody else? He says, hey, quick question for my friends across the pond before the show starts. How do you all actually feel about the little United States right now? Well, I think United States is great. There's lots of our friends there. There's lots of you guys there. I like the United States. I used to live there. I used to live in Hollywood. I love that there is a lot more variety. You can acquire a lot more things in the US. And there's some incredible places to go and see. I mean, I'd love to go to Oregon, things like that. I've been to New York. I'd love to go to Florida at some point. I'd love to go back to California again for a third time. It'll be fourth time. Yeah, so it's great. But we're not going to get into politics, so we're not going to talk about that side of it. But as a place, fantastic.
Right, let's jump into Jackie's question. How long have you and AD been in business together? Is my phone going off? What on earth is that? How have you been in business together, or is he just an employee? I don't, you know, there's...
I'm just an employee. That's all I am. Just an employee.
Yes.
And I get nothing.
Nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
I make him a little bed in the corner where he sleeps. And he had a lump of coal for his Christmas present. You know what, on paper is an employee, but you guys know it is so much more than that. Can't really say many more things on that because I'll be here all night talking about it. But yeah, we've now done this. I think he was helping me in the early days, especially when I got my early studios. So pretty much from about 2009, 2010 on and off. And then one day he decided I can't do plumbing anymore. And I said, well, let's just go work together. And we've pretty much done that ever since. It's as simple as that, Jackie. Great question. Thank you. Lynn's had a bad back for 5 days now. I've said hello to Emma because, hello, Emma. I haven't seen you before. How about a little bit of your life story? Trust me, John, it's tedious and boring. You don't want any of that. Right, let's jump down to where the questions started coming in. I'll have to have a look on the computer until I can catch up with what's going on the screen, but I will come and sit down in a minute. La 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 la. Is anybody actually asking anything? Here on YouTube, right? AI creates images, human create art. Yes, that's a very good one. Now, have I missed anything here, mate? Have you used 2 or more hues of black? Yes, David, I do use 2. OOE 53, which is a British standard colour, and I also use RAL 9020, 9010, one of those anyway. They're slightly different tones. Great question, David. Thank you. Oh, we're flying through these now. Oregon is such a beautiful state. Good day, employ AD. Question, will we ever see AD doing a painting session? You can ask AD that.
Maybe. Maybe.
And we in the chat are just potential clients, lol. Never, Cookie. Anyone who joins the chat is a friend forever, unless you stop watching the channel. Have you ever used marine paint on can? Don't know what that means, Geraldine. Marine paint. Not sure. Not sure I know that. Let me know if you want to re-ask that, and I'll come back to that. What's one piece of oh, Floy. Hello, Floy. What's one piece of advice you wish you received when you started? Easy. Don't panic. That's what so many people do. They don't value what they're doing. They just absolutely just go into this catastrophic thing about saying, I'm never going to earn a living. It's going to be terrible. Just don't panic. Belief, confidence, it's all about mindset. You actually have to believe that in your head. I am going to X, X, Z, Y. And trust me, that's such a massive thing. So that's what I would tell myself, because I did panic. In the first 3 or 4 months, I signed a commercial lease for 3 years and I had 2 months worth of money to live off. So yeah, that's what I tell myself, just not to worry, because as soon as you put that in, everything else falls apart. Great question. Thank you for that. Right, have you ever used marine? Oh, I've just done that. How old were you when you knew you wanted to be an artist? Cookie Monster, dead easy. 38. And I'm 56, coming up, well, 55 in a bit now. Hello, funny folks. Do you have many friends who are artists? Would you consider collaborating with them? I don't actually have that many, apart from you guys that paint on here. No, I don't. Can you think of anyone, mate? That we don't kind of hang out in that kind of circle, do we? Really? I can't think of anyone.
You know, I mean, Damien, he did. You know, send his manager round to us, didn't he?
That Damien Hirst.
Yeah, old Damien.
He's a one anyway, old Dame.
No, that's a little story for guys that probably or might not know. We used to be, 550 yards from Damien Hirst?
Yeah, if that.
And his manager came up to talk to us about doing some stretching of canvas on frames for Mr. Hirst himself. unfortunately, apparently, and get this, guys, we were too expensive. Now, the way I priced it up was they had to be stretched in a certain way, stapled in a certain way, because obviously that's the way that you know it's an original Hearst. I said it was inefficient. Yeah, I actually told his manager that. I said the way you do it is inefficient and it could be done in a quicker way. But he said, no, has to be done this way. I said, okay, well, bearing in mind that then, that's going to take longer. So therefore, X, Y, and Z. We priced it so that it would cover wages for one person just doing those for Mr. Hearst, and I think maybe 2,000 a year just to cover, you know, wear and tear on various bits and pieces and things like that. And that was too expensive. So he was aware of us, but I'd love to do a collaboration. I'd love to go in there and go, nah, mate, you're doing it all the wrong way round.
That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Yeah. Thanks for the question. Rita Holmes. Hello, Rita. What inspired you to start painting? It wasn't really an inspiration. I used to be a teacher in a martial arts academy, and in particular I did lady self-defense classes, but I was also the guy that got beaten up twice a week because the ladies need a punch bag. However, one week we were told just to bring some paint and drawing materials and we'd just chill out and have tea and eat crisps and listen to Pink Floyd and rousing Hans Zimmer soundtracks, which is what we did. And that 4 or 5 hours completely changed everything. I thought when I did that at age 38, this was the best thing ever. So that's actually what inspired me to paint. Do you expect us to ask real questions, Henry? Not you. Saying, have you noticed a common thread in what your buyers are searching for when they invest in your art? Do you think they're drawn to a raw expression, sense of movement, or maybe something deeper? Good Lord. Too busy to unpack. A common thread? No, and I don't think they do it to invest. I just think that they buy what we make to just enrich their lives just because they love it. And that's it, really. Come on then, mate. Yeah.
Good day, Zane. One thing that I've noticed is that talking to the clients, it's about colour. It's about that almost sense of lifting your soul. And I get it. I totally get it, because when you've got grey days constantly, which basically, let's face it, we live in England, so that's about 98% of the year, that sometimes you just want to see a nice, big, bright, colourful piece that just lifts you a little bit in the morning. And you can imagine that some of our clients got some beautiful homes, but they just got plain white walls, and they needed something so that when they came down in the morning to their beautiful kitchen to have a cup of coffee, that they would see this great big splash of colour and it would just lift them for the day. And no matter what you went out to, grey skies, rain, whatever it be outside, you would have had this beautiful colour that you could be thinking about for the rest of the day.
Very good. So, yeah, so that's a good way to do it. I don't know if other people, Zane, see something deeper, but I try and keep everything as light as I can. Devan, I'm curious what inspires your sculpture works. I don't know really. I just like regular repeating patterns and kind of shapes. It's basically what I do with the paintings, but try and make them in sculpture. Project from a few years ago. A lot of hard work. Don't think we'll go back into that anytime soon. My GSC 123. Good evening from Cornwall. There are a couple on the shelf. We'll show you those sculptures in a minute. Devan, thanks for asking. Oh, Geraldine, do you use marine paint on canvas? No, don't think I've ever used marine paint, although I'm not sure. Rob Welfare might tell us the difference between marine paint and the ones that we've currently got now. Please join in, Rob, if you can answer that for us. Floy says hello. Fi, have you got a favourite size of canvas? Any tips on how to stretch a canvas to a frame? Yes, you can go and watch the video on it on the channel after this, of course. How to stretch a large canvas painting. In fact, there's 2 of them, and they're 2 of my most popular videos, so you can go and watch that, and that'll explain everything. Have I got a favourite size? Yes. Square, 150 square is a finished size, which is that exact one, which is 170 square, which is approximately 55-inch square as a finished size. Yeah, my favourite. Good question. How long were you in the shed before you moved up? Another good question. Probably, it's shed in my back garden, mate. What do you reckon? Year and a half before we got Lansdowne? Yeah, about year and a half. It was,
first of all, getting the shed, which we had to move through via your next door neighbour. Then it was built. Then it was too cold. So we tried various things to put the heater in. Then it was still too cold. Then we insulated it. So it's got to be a year. I
reckon so. And I bought that shed. It was a 10x8 shed, and I bought that off selling 3 massive paintings for about 600 quid. So it just goes to show you where it's come from.
Hey, and the other thing we did in your dining room was blowtorch acrylics. If you remember that.
I don't remember that.
Blowtorching the edges of them.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
In your
In
dining
the dining
room.
room. Yeah. Bizarre that. I used to paint in the back garden, used to freak the neighbours out.
Painted in my back garden
I
as
know,
well.
I did, yeah. John, will you ever try to do portrait painting like Picasso? No, can't do that. You should do portraits sometime. Trust me, I should not. What's the most expensive piece you've sold, Devand? It's a curved painting at Canary Wharf, which went in a place called Providence Tower, and it was a curved one, and it was 28 feet long by about 10 feet high. I think that was, how can I say this? Well into 5 figures. Okay, I won't reveal the exact price. Right, so what's the next one? Have you ever used enamel on linen, or does it eat it through? I have actually done enamel on linen. Well, actually, the canvas is a kind of linen, although that does have a gesso primer on it, but actually it just makes it go as stiff as bones. If next time you see my paint sleeve, it's just, you can barely move, you can punch like Kevlar. So yeah, it just makes it go stiff as you like. Right, that's that. Oh, question, what are we talking about from Henry? Kung Fu, Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, Bushido Karate, Aikido Tei, and traditional weapons. And ladies' self-defense. Do you ever create paintings in public places? Not anymore, thanks to all the health and safety police. Even when I've got a water-based version of the enamels, just doesn't happen. We have done some public ones in the past. We've done a Cheltenham Art Gallery. That was quite entertaining. I did that in enamel paints and stumped the place out. Let's not even go there. I think it's about the only public one I think we've ever done, isn't it, mate? Quick question. No, it's under art projects. So I need to find that. Could be commercial art. Let's just give me a second, folks. Just want to find something. Let me see if I can find it. Is it undersold? Yeah, where? Actually, that's the point. Yeah, where is it? Where is it? I'll find it in a minute. It's there somewhere. Okay, it must be under commissions then. Is it? Where's the art projects then? Commission, is it under that one? Sorry, just trying to find something because I wanted to show you. More art projects. Okay. Yeah, because I can't do it. Okay, I have found it, but I don't know how you get to it. Oh, is it in the blog? Curve painting installation. Hang on, don't go away, folks. Is it down there? I'm just having a look. Yeah, blog, mate. Go into the blog, and it's about 3/4 of the way down. Curve painting installation. Okay, so we're just going to show you the massive one on the screen, and I'll carry on answering certain your. There you go. That's the 21 footer. Devand, I have a potential client looking to purchase one of my pieces. It's all about the colour of the piece and my inspiration behind painting it. Good. Keep it personal. That's what people like. Bored Fruit Donkey. Hello, Paula. What's your favourite colour or colour combination? I absolutely love black and white monochromes. I love those. Always a sucker for pink and blue, a little bit of orange thrown in, a bit like that actually. Love those. What other really? I don't know, the brighter the better, but I do love black and white. Black, white and red, I think. That would be my favourite colour. Right, thank you. Marine paint, I think it's enamel. Thank you, John. Okay, do you feel settled in the new building now? From Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Yeah, well, I guess so. I mean, you just have to... God, how we've changed on that picture. You have to just go with what's presented in front of you, don't you? I would love still to be in the old place. It was incredible. It was 6,000 square feet. Here we've got about 2.5. So that in itself presents problems. You can't put things and display things on a grand scale when you don't have the space. It's just a simple matter of physics.
Yeah, you have to adapt and overcome, which is what we did. It was pretty much heartbreaking to lose that, but what can you do? There is only one thing, and that's move forward. Simple. And that's what we had to do. And here we are. And if we get the opportunity, we'll move forward again.
Thank you, mate. Rob Paint Guy from Avenue Paints. Hello, Rob. Thank you very much for asking your question. Marine paints are typical functional coatings, protections for boats, oil rigs, bridges, etc. from corrosion. Cosmetic appearance takes a back step, usually 2K. So hard, not flexible. Excellent. Thank you, Rob. Now we're all educated. Right, what have we got? Devand describing... Oh, God, hang on. Geraldine, mine's a 12 by 10 moved up from a tent. Still no electric one day. Keep the dream alive. Yeah, I saw that, Geraldine, about seeing it for 15 days time. I think that because I'd scheduled a stream for 2 weeks hence, and I think that's where everyone got confused. So I've taken that off, and I'll reschedule the next stream after this one finishes. Sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself. You're not dreaming. You're not dreaming. Right, okay. Thomas Johnson. Hello, Thomas. Great to hear from you. I enjoyed the time when you would spin the paintings on top of your head. Do you know what? Thomas, if you tune in for the next broadcast, which is in a fortnight from today, I might just spin one on my head just for you. That's a good one. I've toyed that with AD for a long time about spinning them back on my head again, and I actually haven't done it. So do you know what? I'm going to do it. Right, this is good. We're getting towards getting it real time now. Henry John, what would you consider to be your best painting? Wow, that's a huge question, but I have that. I didn't say best, but the one I like the most. So, Buddy, if you can call up the site again, let's show everybody what I consider to be my best. Well, there's two of them actually. Go on just to large art, fourth across on the menu, please, mate. No, just go to large art, fourth across on the menu, buddy. Yeah, you don't need to click on the horsey one, but that's called Graduation Day. I don't know why when you click on it, it's a tiny picture, so you don't need to click on it. That's the one on the right-hand side. Yeah, with the rocking horse, yeah, but if you click on it, it's only a small version of it. I don't know why, but anyway, the rocking horse painting, which is called Graduation Day, which you can see, and if we scroll down and keep scrolling, and then I would like you to go to Bad Day, mate, over on the left with me posing with me jacket on. Yeah, you got it? Yep. No, you need to go almost to the end. It's almost to the bottom of the page, mate, where the examples from the archives are. Yeah, so just go all the way down. So yeah, that's a favourite. Bad Day at Black Rock with me sat on the... Yeah, and then just above it is one we put into Dubai called V12. And ironically, the sofa underneath it probably would cost about 20 times what the painting cost. But that was a big one as well. So they're my favourite ones. So that's that. Bet Adi would love that. Anything purple. Absolutely. Anything purple he absolutely loves. Sly Romo says hi from Dallas. Time for art. Do you miss martial arts, says Henry? Yes, I miss it a lot. And actually, if I had plenty of time, I'd start an academy without question. I would love to do it. Do you use the same kind of paint as they paint doors and frames of houses with? Good question, Cookie Monster. Adi just telling me something in my ear. Yep. Okay. Great question. Thank you, Cookie Monster. No, that is a completely different kind of paint. Most of it is water-based anyway, but they're definitely not the same as enamels because they don't have any solvents in them. I think I'm right in saying, Rob, and they're different base resin. Good question. Thank you. Have you ever thought of a lift-type floor, save you bending all the time? Another, really good question. But I think the problem with that is how big do you make it? We work on all different sizes of canvases, so you'd have to have an enormous floor to lift it up on. So it would be great. It would be fantastic, but I just can't see it happening. It'd be too complex and probably way too expensive. Thanks, Rob. In blending acrylics and paint guys here will think it's crack on. Oh, hi from New York City. Callie's Paint Stuff. I haven't seen you for a while, Callie. Great to have you here. Let's scroll back up because I'm having to do this from the computer at the moment. John, marine paint is oil-based enamel polyurethane paint. Thank you very much. Devan, my studio is longer than it is wide. Do you find space more or less usable? Do you find your space more or less usable, how you're currently set up? In actual fact, this is kind of the same space that we had at the old place. So this hasn't really changed that much in terms of width and length. The access is easier to get in and out. Adi's got a much better space to work in as well, which is fantastic. But actually, yeah, this is about the same kind of size. So if you were to take this, you could literally plonk it anywhere and it still feels the same. I like that question. So what happened to the 4 circle painting? Was it sold to one person? No, David, it's still for sale. It is still for sale. We've had a few inquiring on it, but it isn't the cheapest thing on the planet. So I think you definitely got to have the right kind of wall to put that on. But it is still here. Would you consider adding a short sitcom to your videos? From Donna. I don't know. A sitcom. I don't know. I'm not sure I could script one of those. I don't think I'm clever enough. Funny Fox, would you ever come back to Stroud if you could? I don't know. No, because I don't think I could do another move. This one was bad enough. We had loads of help from lots of people because it was such a big move. And I think doing that again as well, and what's more to go back, I don't know. And it's so desperately cold. I mean, here it's cold, but there was cold on another level.
I'm sure, did we put something out about moving the table?
Yeah, the table was a nightmare, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, a table that weighs, what do we say, half a ton, isn't it?
Yeah, something like, yeah, 360 kilos.
Yeah, I had to use...
it was a forklift truck, wasn't it? I had to use.
But jacks we used to jack it up, and pulleys and ropes and things like that to pop it on its side and get it into the van and get it here. Oh, God, blimey. It
was a nightmare, mate, wasn't it? Zane, do you like being organised? So, do you always embrace uncertainty in your process, or is there an underlying structure that guides your decisions, even the most spontaneous, chaotic moments? Great question. No, I think you've got to embrace spontaneity, and that's because of the nature of the paints. So, if something happens and it isn't perhaps as you thought, or there's a reaction, or it does something you weren't expecting, that in itself takes you away from a plan and puts you into a... it shoots off into this place, and then you have to solve that problem, especially if you're trying to get back to what the central thing remains. So it can be that if the center happens to be your plan, and then this shoots you off over there, then depending on how you react, will it ultimately bring you back to there where all your control and discipline is? Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it takes you to a place where you get a better place of discipline and control. So I like to have these segments of regularity and things I can rely on and things I understand and control and know, but the interlocking bits in between all these segments are the bits that are the uncertain ones, and I think you have to have that. Hey, we go back to the whole darkness and light thing again. You've got to have darkness to appreciate the light, and vice versa. So you have black and you have white, and then you have the uncertainty between the two. So I'm very much one of having one thing and then having balance on the other side, but actually they can still exist in quite a spontaneous way. Henry, have you considered making a purple painting together with former Prince band members? Henry, if you can get the former members of Prince's band together and get them here, I'll paint one in purple. There's your challenge.
Please do, because the last time I saw them was at O2 Arena. I can't remember how long ago, when obviously Prince was still alive, and it was as much as I could do to get like about 400 feet away from them. I tried filming it and I got lasers pointed at me.
So Matej, hello and greetings from Romania. Hello Matej, I don't know what Romanian is for hello, somebody might tell us, but greetings, great to see you here Matej. Thank you for joining us. Right, Floyd, do you create sketches before starting your composition? If you do sketch, do you sell them? What do you typically do with them? What's the smallest piece you've ever painted? No, I don't do any sketches unless you count the sketches in my head, because I will sit and think, especially before a stream, what is it I need to do? If it's a tricky one, I've thought about it maybe the day before. It's not a huge amount of planning. I'm being honest with you. It comes to me and I think, this is what I want to do, and I just go ahead and do it. If I'm painting for a client, I do have to think in more detail, specifically if they've got a particular requirement or request. But no, don't do sketches so I don't have to sell them. What was the other bit of your question? What's the smallest piece you've ever painted? Oh, I've done I did coasters. Do you remember those, mate? Where did we do the coasters for?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that was VPE, the solicitor event.
Yes.
We had a firm of solicitors launch.
Crikey, that was a long time ago.
In Stroud, back in the old place, and they wanted to come, and we had a food van with this Michelin-starred chef doing all kinds of stuff outside, which was all cool and hipster and everything. But we made little coasters, and they were all individually hand-painted to put in goodie bags. It's our version of the Oscars. It's pretty lame, but the coasters were cool. I think we've still got one somewhere. So what's that, about 3 inches square? Just a chance viewing. Oh, here we go. I saw a guy hanging off a trapeze, splashing paint on canvas the other day. Yeah, let's deal with the elephant in the room, every pun intended. That's Callan Shaw, a Canadian artist. Great, he does what he does. I'm not about to do Cirque du Soleil meets Jackson Pollock. That's for him to do. So yeah, I've seen it, Lynn, and so has half the planet. Thank you for that, Lynn. Moving on. Impressive large-scale beauties. Thanks. I hope we're talking about the paintings. Rob, seeing some comments. Marine paint generally 2 times. Well, that's a lot. 2K poly for UV protection, epoxies, chalk in sunlight. Wow, we are getting a science lesson as well. Robert Mungin, hello. Have you ever thought about teaching classes, maybe at university? Well, I'm going to sit down for this next bit, seeing as you've asked the question. Yes, the answer, Robert, to that. And you may like to know that this week sees the launch of the Suarez Art Academy. We've been thinking about this for a very long time, and we've been asked repeatedly across the years on every medium and on every social media direct message channel, do you do teaching? Can we learn about what it is that you do, particularly from a business perspective? You know, you can learn how to paint. I can't teach you how to paint watercolors or portraits or anything else like that. But what we have here is 15 years of real world, everyday, sweat it out, sweat the small stuff, learn by the seat of your pants, experience. And that's a very valuable thing. And for a very long time, me and Eddie have been thinking about how we can bring this out to people so that we can make a course designed to help artists realize their potential and run prosperous art businesses. Oh, my mic's fallen down. So, zip my coat up, sorry. Is that better? So yeah, that's exactly what we have done. We'll pop a link to that because I do want you guys to go and actually have a look at this because it's proper and important stuff. I didn't know if a question had come up. I wasn't going to make a big song and dance about it, but you've asked a question and I'm going to answer it for you. So yes, there you go, Suarez Art Academy. That's what we've launched. And we've launched it with a master mentor who some of you may know. So I'm going to leave it at that and I'm going to let you go onto the website and I'm going to let you check it out. You can go and check it out. Yeah. In fact, let's put it up on the screen, buddy, and we can show everybody what that's all about. Go check it out, folks, because it's been specifically designed to be a 12-week mastermind course. And we go through absolutely every single part of running a successful art business. And unlike so many of the other mentors and tutors that you find online, we're actually doing what we say we're doing every single day of the week. So we're practicing what we preach. You guys know that because you watch us every week. So, Robert, and anyone else who's interested, go check that out. There's lots of nice videos online for you to have a look at. And we'd love to get your feedback when we're next online. Thank you for that. So Kelly's, Funny Fox, what's the impact of your work on your health? Do you have problems with knees, back because of all the bending? Generally, that's a really good question. Generally, no, actually, Funny Fox. Pretty much most of the time, everything's, it works. I mean, I'm just getting older anyway, so things start to ache. But generally speaking, no. From air quality, I'm very, very critical about changing filters and do that on a regular basis and making sure the batteries are right and all the things that provide me with my clean air. We're also very, very aware of when we come in here after streams, how long the extractor stays on for, closing doors, positive, negative air pressures. So we're very, very aware of the dangers of this, but also very, very clued up on how to keep ourselves safe. But the bending and stretching is what it is. I've only got a slightly poorly back now. It is getting much better. Just because I got out of the car when I was going to the supermarket, I just got out wrong. It's bizarre, isn't it? Which painting was the hardest to make and why? I don't really know, Henry. I'll have to think about that. Oh, yes and no. We made a replica of Blue Poles by Jackson Pollock, and that took a year to do. We made 2 replicas, and that was an absolute nightmare. But yeah, they're very faithful reproduction. That's a whole stream for another day, but I think that was generally the most difficult one. Actually, a client who bought one of the 2 is quite a famous man, which I won't talk about. He owns a Dali, Salvador Dali original, and he owns an Edgar Degas, or Degas. And when he received this and got his guys to hang this, he rang me one day before Christmas several years ago. And he said, I've got it up on the wall. He said, and it outshines my Degas and my Dali. And I think if there is one quote that I will remember till the day I die, that will be it. That something we've done lovingly and crafted over a year hangs between these two masterpieces. And he said it outshines them. And that's the truth. So I'll take that. Right, sorry, phone died, it's me, Jay. Did the prints come rolled up? Just wondering, working out how it comes, approx postage to Australia. No, prints 50 centimetres by 70 centimetres. I can go and get one if we get time before the end of the broadcast and show you. But they come ready-made, they just literally just stick it on the wall. They come in a box, and shipping to Australia, well, actually you can take advantage of that, Jay, because it's a world flat rate of $24.99. GB pounds, so it'll probably cost me about 75 to send it, but if you want to buy one, then yeah, $24.98 I think is the flat fare shipping. Trying to make it fair to everybody in the world. Now there you go. Hello, mate. Oh, look.
Hello.
It's me. It is him. There you go, look.
There you go.
That's a print. So 5mm thick,
Oh,
acrylic shit. We've got a fly.
just had a fly zoom in.
Extras.
How can it be warm enough for a fly?
I don't know why a fly still exists. Oh look, there's a snail on the back.
All of that. Thanks
That's
very
extra.
much.
We won't charge you for that, Jade. Yeah.
Delicious.
Oh, don't. You gross, mate. You're gross. Yeah, so 5mm acrylic sheet, and comes with the hanging kit on the back, signed, and it's normally signed on the front. These are just some samples. And yeah, that's it. Black film on the back, really nice and bright and happy. That's one called Kapow. And yeah, at the moment you can get flat rate shipping, which is very generous of me, isn't it? I'm going to leave that there. Yeah. So what's next? Do the prints come on? Yeah. Robert, do you live near the studio? 36 minutes away on a good day, 45 minutes on a bad one. Thanks, Robert.
Although I have done it in slightly less.
It's just funny that, isn't it?
Once or twice.
We're moving on. Funny Fox question. If you could paint with enamel, if you couldn't paint with enamels, would you come back to acrylics? Have you tried other mediums, for example, inks? What happened to your resin projects? Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, inks I've used before. Actually, haven't we, mate? Early doors. Inks were really good. I enjoyed those.
Yes.
They do give quite an unusual finish. But yeah, I really like them. I really like inks. Yeah. Okay, mate. Yeah, inks would be cool. But I think, yeah, I'll come back to acrylics. Actual fact, acrylic additives and mediums have moved on leaps and bounds the 12 years since I last used them. And I think things like pouring mediums, etc., really are good now. Varnishes and proprietary finishes are really good. So I think for ease of it, yeah, I'll probably come back to acrylics. But yeah, I wouldn't rule out anything else. The resin projects still ongoing. I will reveal them at some point. It's a real labour of love. They're ready to go, but I've just got to work out doing videos. And bless him, Adie's working hard in the background, learning DaVinci Resolve, which is an editing suite and much easier to use, even though it's really complicated, than Adobe Premiere. Yeah, trying to get to grips with that. But the videos need to come.
What? Adobe Disappointment.
Adobe Disappointment.
Adobe Can't Render. Is that the one I'm using?
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomiko, hello Tomiko. What's your favourite colour? Adie loves purple. My favourite colour, orange. Yeah, love that. That's an easy one. Any anecdotes or unexpected surprises from Multi-Revelator in those situations when the painting is so large you have to stretch it on the fly in the location? Would be good to hear from you two who've actually done it. We've done that a number of times, actually. I remember we've had to, because the one we've done on site that you saw for Canary Wharf, Providence Tower, that was 3 lots of scaffolding, and it took 3 days to do it, and had to be assembled on the wall with a particular system that we developed. That was a challenge. Can't get stuff in the lift, in the elevators before now, in penthouses, so we had to destaple them downstairs, take all the stuff up in the elevator, and then restaple them upstairs. We've had a number like that over the years. Yeah, it's a nightmare, but we overcome it. Are you still working on paint effect altering chemicals? Not at the moment, Henry. No, we're sticking just with the chemicals we got. Alan Mays, hello Alan. How much are your paintings worth? Well, worth is whatever somebody is prepared to pay for them, but we do run a business and everything has a price on it. And if you wanted to go and check that out, Alan, you can go to suarezart.com and just click on the Explore Now button at the top of the page. And we've got paintings that, well, prints that range from £249 GB pounds, and we've got stuff going all the way up to over 10 grand. So we try and hit all the stages in between. And apart from the prints, everything is original. They're never replicated and they are painted by me. So there you go. If you've got a few quid in your pocket, my friend, or wherever you are on the planet, we can help you. There you go. There's a link to that in the chat. So Floyer, cool. Donna, do you ever add anything to your paint to create textures? No. However, Rob Welfare has given me some ballast, which we haven't yet opened, Rob. 1,000 apologies. We're going to add that to some paint soon and see what happens to it. Normally the paint just completely eats it up, so I'm hoping this time it might not. Any paintings make it into Palace? No, sorry, John, unless I don't know about it. I don't think I've got any in any palaces anywhere. Right, where to go? Sorry, I've just lost it. Have you ever thought about tutoring enamel painting? Yeah, Henry, I'll revert you back to the Academy answer from Robert Mungin, but not in enamels, and that's because I cannot get health and safety insurance for it. So it's just as simple as that. It's an insurance-based issue. Right, Rob, time for our enamel paint. Oh, Rob talking about enamel paint. Thank you very much. Cookie Monster, do you have any questions for us, or maybe you can do a suggestion for a painting challenge? I'll have to think about that, Cookie Monster. I haven't got any questions for you. Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying this? If you are, please do give us a thumbs up. Are you enjoying it? I'm trying to get to the list of questions. Aidy's got a question.
I've got a question. So this is almost like a please do answer. Where did you come across us? How did you find us? Did you find the website? Did you find the YouTube channel? Did you find us on Instagram? Where did you find us to end up here? That's a question I'd like to ask.
Right, so while we get some of that feedback, Rob realised it was a Q&A for us and he's hijacked it. Don't worry, we all love. Please
Rob,
participate.
What do you think you're doing, Rob? For goodness sake. Crikey. How dare you?
We're all appreciating your technical input, Rob.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, buddy. No, we really appreciate it. And we thank you for your help, your input, and everything that you do for us. We do appreciate it. Thank you.
Funny Fox question. You had some TV projects in the past. Do you have anything planned in the future? You will be ace as an art show host. Well, thank you. First of all, thank you very much, because that's a very kind thing to say. Yeah, we've done 2 series of Home is Where the Art Is, which was a BBC commissioned show. With Nick Knowles, who's a bit of a national hero over here, great presenter. May have seen him on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Good friend of ours, actually. So we did 2 series of that, which was a really good experience. Massively hard work. I think unless someone wants to pay me an absolute fortune, I'm not sure I'd go back into that. It's too many long hours for too short a reward, but it was certainly a really good experience. I can't deny that. John, ever ruined a painting but turned out better than what you were trying to accomplish? Have you seen a live stream?
Brother, this guy stinks!
Right, sorry, about an hour ago when we brought the prints in. The prints looked lovely. Funny Fox, did Ady just eat a snail? I hope to God he didn't. I think he might have done.
It was delicious.
Yeah. Have you used other background materials besides canvas, said Henry? We once used some aluminium and have done acrylic, but generally speaking, it is canvas, as in clear acrylic. Do you know of a good print-on-demand service? I said a pick of a piece, it gets printed after a customer asks for it. Very easy, try Printful and Printify. Both got apps that go onto your phone and both have integration into Shopify. Very good, both of them are. My 50th next month, just asked the family to buy me a print. Do it, Jade, do it. You know it makes sense. Nana Maya, hello Nana, you guys have come so far.
Do it. Do it.
In the short time you've been doing live videos, just want to say how proud I am of you. Thank you, Nana. That's really kind. It doesn't feel like a short time, even though it is 5.5 years we've been doing them now, but thank you. That's really super kind of you. You started doing ornamental things. Did you enjoy it anymore on the horizon? Don't enjoy it, no. Zane, did you capture the Blue Poles year on video, and if so, could turn it into a mini documentary at some point? Didn't capture it, unfortunately, Zane. I'm really sorry, mate. We've got Blue Poles pictures, mate. Let me pull that up because that's definitely worth a look. Let me just see if I can find it, mate. Oh, I don't know where it is. Where have I put it? Where's the Blue Poles project? Don't know what I've. No, I don't know, mate. I don't think it's in the blog. Let me just see if I can find that. Yeah.
So, guys, this was Home is Where the Art Is. When was it? 2020 was Series 2. Can't remember. Was it 2019? I guess
Maybe
2019 for the first one. But yeah.
Right. Sorry to interrupt you, dude. I got it. Sold paintings 2019. Top row Blue Poles.
Okay.
Sold art 2019. Blue Poles front row. So that's on the screen, folks. That took a year to paint, and so far as we know, it's the most accurate replica of Pollock's last great drip work that's ever been made. And I don't say that lightly because it happens to be the truth, and it is awesome. Robert, what was your experience with Home is Where the Art Is like? Awesome, fantastic, just a lot of hard work. That's all I can say, really. Any tiles left, John B. Martinez? Yes, we do have tiles left, John B. Martinez, and the only way you can get hold of one is to become a patron, which of course you can do by going to patreon.com/Suarez Art. Now don't worry, if you're watching this on catch up, there is a link down in the description, and for a tiny amount per month you can join us and get all the exclusive stuff and also qualify for one of the unique set of 106 tiles that we have, and there are just a few left. We did it to celebrate our 100th live stream. There's a link in the chat. Go check it out, guys, because it is seriously good. We've got a lot of our patrons watching right now, and they will testify as to how good those acrylic painted tiles are. Thank you for asking, John. That's really nice. I remember a bit of a Christmas tree finding its way onto a painting. Yes, I remember that as well when I bashed it, like a scene from Fawlty Towers when he bashed his car. Right, okay, what else have we got? John found us on YouTube. Who else? Yeah, YouTube's Algo. YouTube recommended Tamiko. We'll get into details. Oh, right, okay. Freestyle, can you recommend a company that has got reasonably priced shipping containers for art? No, we make our own. That's it, really. We've got a video on that as well. No, honestly, I don't. There isn't. We don't use companies for that. We just make our own stuff. Robert. First soil and Home is Where the Art Is. Amazing. Henry from YouTube. Donna found us on Facebook. Lynn on YouTube. Linda on YouTube. Devand, YouTube as well. What are you finding on YouTube as well? And Jackie. And Out on the Beach. Hello, Out on the Beach. Have you got a first name? Unless it is Out, in which case I'm going to look stupid now, aren't I? Stumbled across on YouTube. Time for art. Funny Fox, would you ever take on an apprentice? Old masters of the past had students to continue their life's work, legacy. Would you ever expand your offline business with the next generation of artists? Well, there's something I've not considered. I genuinely don't know. I don't know if it's possible to do that. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think it has to be contained personally. But I don't know. That's a good one. But I don't really have a definitive answer for you, I'm afraid. What do you think of an artist called Peter Max from Sly Romo? Sadly, Sly, I don't know who that is. Sorry. I'll see if I can find out. Eleanor found us on YouTube. Oh, I've gone too far down. Come on, Ed. I'm trying to get to the bottom of the list so I can do it in real time, so I can sit down. Peter Max YouTube. Do you ever get a call from the Discovery Channel? No, John. Did you telephone them and let them know? Peter Max, German artist, 87 years old. My man in the booth tells me. Seriously though, guys, here's the thing, and we've said this once or twice before. You know, there's a unique place for us on the planet with what we're doing, whether it's broadcasting, whether it's using new materials, whether it's trialing new equipment, whether it's the approach to what we're doing or how we're doing it. There is something that we think is a very communicative, visceral, multi-dimensional experience about bringing this to you and to your senses and to your brain and to your mind. If you consider that something that you think the world should know about, then send these people a mail or find out who the production companies are that work for Discovery Channel and say, hey, we follow these guys on YouTube, you should go and give them a shout out. If anything like that you do and your actions could ever lead to anything that expands our horizons or puts us out into the stratosphere, I'll personally fly you here to pick whatever art you want and then fly you back with it and go and stick it on your wall or what. We'll do something. But I'm genuinely now putting that out as not a request, as a challenge to any of you to sit down one day with a cup of tea and think, do you know what? I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to see what happens. Because if we don't do that, we don't know. And I know you could push that straight back on our shoulders and say, well, why haven't you done it? But there are probably 1,000 reasons why we haven't yet done it.
So one of the reasons, I think, and hey, anybody prove me wrong here, but we mess with the establishment. We mess with the art establishment. What we do is we say, F this, and we're going to do it our way. We don't conform. And I think somewhere along the lines that art doesn't like us because of that. And it should be more like this because it's about the artist and about the expressions and what they produce, not about how much money some gallery can make off your work. And this is the key to it. And you know, guys, we're here because of that. We said, stuff you, we're going to do what we do. It's hard work, don't get me wrong, but we get freedom. And that makes all the difference. Thanks, buddy.
Where are we at? Funny Fox, found you on Twitter years ago. Awesome, yeah, I remember that. Multi-Revelator, found you from the canvas stretching vid. I drive the staples in at an angle because of you. Tons of other tips I learned. You'll be repaid one day. You sound like a Jedi Master. Oh, you will be repaid one day. I hope so. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Reap what you sow. Keep following your passion, Tamik. Oh, sorry, it was Henry talking about that. Great Pollock says, Henry. I almost got down to the end then, didn't I? This is going well. This is going well. Right. What decisions do you think Pollock was weighing with his works? Absolutely no idea, because apart from a 2-year period, he was completely off his face on alcohol. But yeah, he had a clean period when he moved out into the Hamptons, and that was when the bulk of his amazing works happened. Apart from the one he put into Peggy Guggenheim's apartment, which I can't remember what it's called. It's just called Mural, I think, which is quite the most staggering things. But do you know what? I genuinely have no idea what goes through his head. Actually, not a lot goes through my head when I paint, especially when I get into the zone. Right, so Creaky Monster, did you do any art at school, or did you to learn your craft, or just a natural talent? Right, I'm going to pull you up on there. This is not natural talent. I don't believe it is. I'm not a believer in talent. If there's slight talent, will only get you so far. It's a step up, but it's not the reason why people become great, in my opinion. They become great with dedication, with focus, with resolve, with resilience, with practice, and then they do that all over again 1,000 times a day, and they keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going until they become the best at what they can do, and then they go on some more and do it. Great tennis players, concert pianists, dancers, ice skaters. It doesn't matter what you do when someone's right at that pinnacle of their own achievement. Whatever they do is an absolute joy to watch. So I don't believe it's talent. No, I didn't study anything. I just discovered this by accident, age 38, and I've kind of bumped my way through there. But I've learned a lot of stuff, and I don't think that's a talent given thing. I believe it's a learned thing, but it just comes down to how bothered you are to want to do it, in my opinion.
Right, guys, something to show you. Right, I'm just going to go back to the Blue Poles painting. I want to show you guys. So obviously this is what we created, and this is the real deal. That is Jackson Pollock's Blue Poles. So I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to go to Jackson Pollock's Blue Poles. There's a story, not for today, but there is a story about that. Me and Ed went to go and see Blue Poles when it was in London. So back to what we did. And Jackson Pollock's.
And you've got to understand here, folks, this was contained. So this was sort of 2/3 the original size. The original one is just absolutely massive, but it's got these 7 angled poles in with all their striations up, and then you've got the balance of all the colours and interweaving. And actually that particular post, I understood after working with it for so long exactly how he would have done it, but it still remains the most accurate representation. I hope you enjoyed seeing that one. That's a real highlight. Karen Parsons, I'm 64 and have been learning abstract for about a year now. I found you, and what an inspiration you are. I'm learning so much. Thank you so much, Karen. Do go check out suarezart.academy. We've popped a link into the chat because I think you might enjoy that. So what else we got? Do you regret it, or has Badsy been a blessing? I don't think about it in those terms, Henry, but thank you for asking the questions. I think of it as we need somewhere to operate and run the business from, and that's the extent. That's as far as it goes to me. If I had my chance to design something, it wouldn't look at all like this, but I don't have that option. So for now, it has to just do, and we have to get along with it.
Yet.
Yeah. Alan Mays, is Richter one of your fave artists? He sure has inspired me. It's funny you should pick that up. Yeah, Richter is an absolute favourite. Richter, Joan Mitchell, Trevor Bell, legends. Who was Barbara Hepworth's husband? Somebody tell me. Very famous. No, not Keith Haring. It was the husband. They lived in Cornwall. He's another one I like as well. That's my favourite. Doing things, don't conform, non-conformist, love the different approach, a real blessing. At the beginning of tonight's stream, I said I fancy some favourite colours. Was that? I thought Patrick Herring, wasn't that? Oh, I must be thinking of somebody else. Oh, thanks. Barbara Head's husband. Was it John? Patrick Heron. Yeah, Patrick Heron. That was it. I just remember that. Lynn Sutherland, at the beginning of tonight's stream, I said I fancy some favourite colours. I've just bought the Glacial Rift print. I think that deserves a round of applause.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yes, indeed. It's just come up. You've got a new order. Well, thank you very much, Lynn. Now I know where you live. Thank you. Yes, Lynn has just bought a print. Look, it's great when the technology works. Well done. Lynn, well done to you, because actually you've done something that you wanted to do and you bought a nice bit of Suarez. We'll get that. We'll sort it all out. We'll get it signed and we'll get it out to you. Thank you so much.
Yes. So it'll come here to the studio. Ed will sign that. I will lovingly wrap it up with my own sausage fingers, and then it'll go out to you.
Made of compressed blue poles. Yes, I did. I did indeed. Floyd says, wow, stunning. Devan says, wow. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. See, this is it. When you touch the surface, you've got to ask these questions, and that's the reason for the Q&A, is because you want to find out what we're up to and what we've done in the past. And I'm really, really grateful for you asking those questions and for looking at it. That's fantastic. Looks like a duplicate. I bet that drove you insane. It did. Yeah, fantastic work. Compressed blue poles. Yeah. Hello, Eric from France. Bonjour, Eric. David, who is Paula and what does she do? Right. So Paula is a master mentor. Paula's been training for a very, very long time. Internationally and giving business coaching to artists and creatives for a long time now. Has been an artist in the past. She's run tech companies. She's a busy entrepreneur, and there's a natural synergy there with her presentation, her knowledge, her skill set, and then that brought on board with the skills that we have and the real world experience. Actually, when you consider all of this behind, all of this stuff underneath the iceberg, under the water, and then Paula comes on top and adds all her experience, but actually the delivering part of it, which we then support. So you kind of got this synergy that goes down into the iceberg and comes up and backwards and forwards, and it's just this brilliant meld and mash of experience and education and communication and technology and real world stuff that just builds this into a fantastically brilliant, accessible, practical thing, and that's Paula's role in it. I'm really super stoked by it all, as you can tell. YouTube sent you to me as a legally blind artist. You've been an incredible inspiration. Well, thank you very much, Jim. It's very great. Thank you so much. Wow. So Karen Parsons, I know, yeah, see you at the Academy. Go, yeah, fantastic, Karen. Go check it out. We'll welcome you with open arms. What decisions do you think Pollock was weighing? Oh, we answered that one, yeah. Amazing, Lynn. We are well done, Lynn. Karen, looking forward to the Academy. Yes, fine. I think we might have got to the bottom of the list. Right, so Paul is saying, I've never been described as an iceberg before. Oh, that was such a spur of the moment analogy. 1,000 apologies. I didn't mean that. I meant we've got, there's such this huge thing underneath that it takes to do this. And then, it's the icing on the top, and the bit at the top is the presenting it. But actually people don't realize how much substance there is underneath, and so we all kind of do. Iceberg, wrong reference. Chop that out. Right, come on then, buddy.
So I got a question for you. Do artists need a website to sell art?
Oh, yeah. So that's a very good question.
And
mate. Yeah.
What should artists include on their website?
Okay, so very strong opinion about this, which might not surprise you. Yes, I absolutely do believe that an artist does need a website. If you think about this is my philosophy, okay? So first of all, we've got a lot of tech now that makes it very easy to build one. We've got a lot of information about how to make it the best you can for people potentially looking at it. And none of this is difficult to learn, just need to know where to find it. But it's this central point, it's this shop window to the world, it's the bit that you control. You've got all the social media channels, as many as you want, from every outlet, from every corner of the globe, which is great, but you don't have control over that. You can choose what you post, but you've got to make your short videos no more than 3 minutes, and then some content is allowed and some isn't, and then you've only got 5,000 characters on some or 500 on another. Everything is constrained, but your website, your shop window to the world, you can do whatever you like. And that's the real way to express what you're doing. I see social media as being built around that, and they're the entry points. They're the doors in to find out more about what your world is. Believe it or not, the suarezart.com website now, which is quite an old one now, has got over 800 individual pages on, and that's got archive paintings, of course, but it's got a wealth of information on it about all kinds of stuff. Plus all the videos, etc., etc., etc. But that's taken me 13 years to build. Probably a little bit longer, but commercially it's been 13 years in the making. But don't get distracted by that. Don't get worried about that. But it's, in my opinion, to answer the question, mate, yes, thank you for asking that. It is super, super crucial and critical and important to have that central point, the nucleus. You need to send everybody somewhere. And that's the place where you can be free to do whatever you want. And you can tailor that to the kind of people you're attracting as your clients. And that's the whole point of it. So yes, absolutely 100% you need one. What do you need on it? You need your art. It needs to be photographed. You need to have a price on it. You need to have somewhere that people can pay for it. You need to make it as easy to use, quick at loading, accessible, the font full and usable, but you can do that. I learned from the ground up. I had to learn the hard way, and I'm still learning every day, but it's not that difficult to do as long as you've got the right equipment to do it with and the right advice. Oh, are we still online? Yeah, we're still online. We just had a slight disconnect problem there. So there was a bit of noise there. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, Funny Fox. Do you have a lot of competitors? Will you retire if your academy students take over as artists using enamels? that's good. Yeah. I doubt I'll retire, because what else would I do? I mean, I don't know. Salt fries at McDonald's? I don't know what I'd do. I've always fancied being a tour guide. I think that could be pretty cool, especially if I get to drive a little bus. Or I could teach self-defense classes. I have no idea. I don't know. We'll see how populated the academy becomes, before I make that decision. But yeah, I like that question. That's a good one. Sly, would you ever do an album cover for one of the awesome rock bands in your country? What do you think of Roger Dean, the Yes band artist? Roger Dean, fantastic. And yes, I'd love to do an album cover. I mean, how awesome would that be on the next Ed Sheeran album? I know he's done some abstract stuff of his own, but I mean, we get so contrived with album covers, don't we? That I think that would just be epic. Someone just needs to take a leap of faith. Go and mail the promo people, or the management, or the PR people, or the agents of all these superstars, and say, hey, I've got a really good idea. Get us on an album cover. I'll fly you over here, pick your art, give an experience, do a live stream with you. There you go. There's another challenge. Forget Discovery Channel and Netflix. Let's get Polydor to release the next Rolling Stones album with that on it. Let's just go crazy here, guys. We might as well.
Don't forget, you're going to get some free art out of that. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
I need a battery, please, buddy.
Oh, a battery. Right. There you go. Knock yourself out.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
This is fun. We should do this every week. So where else are we? Social media. Oh, yeah, got on from Paula. Social media is a rented space. A website is space you own. Very well said. A time for art. How did you find your customers when you started? Well, actually, they found me. I did some basic optimization on my website. I understood who my clients were, and I just went after them. That's a very basic way of putting it, but it's a very sort of broad principle. Of course, we teach you more about that, about finding your ideal client in the academy, because it's different for every person. But you can, but you can find them. You absolutely can find them. I find mine because I knew and I wanted this particular kind of person, so I went after them. Simple as that, really. Martial arts instructor, yes, you can teach martial arts. I'd love to teach martial arts. I really would. I did enjoy that. Not with a bad back, no. Oh, that's a good one. Robert, that's a good one. I'm almost at the bottom of the list, mate. We're doing well. How did you and AD meet? I used to work in retail a very long time ago, I'm glad to say. And I worked for a company that now is not part of the British retail high street any longer. And it was his wife who worked there in the store in Cheltenham. So when I got there to take over from the outgoing manager, she was already employed as administration supervisor. And then that was it, you know. Family come in, don't they, to do the shopping. You meet them and you say hello. Oh, this is my husband, Aidan. And we just kind of hit it off from there. And it was interesting. We do, yeah, come on the line a second, mate, 'cause it's a good one, this one.
Yes.
It's not like we never really lost touch, but then I think, didn't we had a little period of time where we were just doing stuff, wasn't it? I went to work for CityLink or Artec, didn't I, at the time?
Well, CityLink, and here's the funny thing. I used to be driving around in my van, and I'd see you every now and then and go,
true. Right,
how you doing, buddy? Meet on the Gloucester Road or something like that, wouldn't it?
Those were the days. So yeah, that was. I've been through several jobs before I did this one, but as I discovered the art, we talked more and hung out more, and it was just a natural progression. But I like that question. That's a really good one.
We'll tell more of the stories on Suarez Art Academy.
That we will. We'll reveal a lot more on there. Do you use Floyd? Good question. Do you use a high-end or expensive camera to photograph your art for your website? Would you like to know what I use to photograph? That. What you hold in your hand, whether it's Android or Apple, is such an amazing piece of technology, I kid you not, that unless, I don't know, you're going in for some portrait photography of the year, that buying an SLR camera and all the lenses and all the crazy lighting, you just don't need it. These things are amazing. Absolutely brilliant.
We used to use a Nikon D24 or something like that. What was it? D30?
D10.
D10. That way back in the day. And as iPhones got better and better and better, we realised that you just didn't need the Nikon anymore. Android phones got better and better. The Samsungs now are pretty incredible. But one key thing also is, don't forget, if you need to, you can just rent it. Rent a camera from somewhere, you know? And you only have to have it for the day, send it back, done.
Devand, I'm waiting till the middle of this month to court a potential high dollar for me client. Holy wow, I'm nervous about pitching the price of this piece. Don't be nervous about anything, just be confident. That's your price, that's what it is. There you go. If it's not for them, it's not for them. What time and effort have you got involved in it? That's got to be worth your time and effort, hasn't it? You know, and heart and soul, what price do you put on a piece of somebody's life? Don't worry about it, you'll be fine. Partnership meant to be. Awesome, thank you very much. CE, hello CE. Ask 30 Seconds to Mars for a Suarez cover. They are art fans. There you go. Someone find 30 Seconds to Mars and send them an email. Get in touch with them, send them a DM, find out who their agent is and do it. Honestly, I'm super excited. There's your challenge. Somebody find me an artist, a band or a musician to work with that need an album cover, take your pick. That's the challenge. I'll fly you over here there you go. That's going to be the thing now. I'll fly you over here to pick your painting. Carl Miles, evening. Carl, where have you been? Apologies if I already asked, but if you could have one person to dinner, who would it be and why? Ooh. I think I would probably, saying alive or dead, who would be good fun? The comedian Frankie Howard or Kenneth Williams, I think, from the Carry On films. You'll have to Google that. I think they would be hilarious.
I know mine.
Or Ayrton Senna, because I'd like to chat to him, the racing driver. Or I think Stephen Fry would be a pretty good dinner guest, wouldn't he? Or comedian Stuart Lee. I love Stuart Lee. Who were you going to say, mate?
Well, mine's terribly cliche, but it'd be Einstein, because I'd love to twist his noggin.
Would it not be Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Arnold, come on. Hello, Ed. Hello, Eddie. What are you doing today? Come on, make this painting for me. No, Einstein for me, because I've got my theories about the universe and everything else like that, and I'd want to say to him, hang on a minute. I know you did all those like equations and everything, but seriously, you know, once you've got your suit on in the morning, one of 7 suits, because he wore the same suit every day, the same tie every day, the same shirt every day, so he didn't have to think about what he needed to wear. How did you come up with what you came up with? And I've got a few, and let's face it, if he knew now some of the stuff, would he think differently?
Excellent. Henry, will you ever do another aluminium panel or other backgrounds instead of canvas? I might do. Here's the thing though, because aluminium these days, like most metals, is quite expensive. So if you mess that up, it's a bit difficult to scrape everything off, or and then start again, and then you've got to get stuff welded to the back or find a frame for it. So yeah, the material is interesting, but it doesn't really give any more of a difference to it, to canvas. And relatively speaking, compared to metal, it's kind of cheap. Thanks, Henry. Ever tried painting on burlap? Oh dear, what's burlap? No idea. I'll come back to that. For who would you love to make a painting, Henry DeHaan? Ooh, Daniel Craig. I'd quite like to do one for Daniel Craig. I don't know why. I think he's probably got a cool house, and I think he'd be quite a nice person to meet. And I reckon if you could get him in here and put a mask on him and let him have a go, I think he'd be awesome. I don't know why that sprung to mind. Burlap is like hessium, sorry. I've heard burlap, I just couldn't think on the spur of the moment. No, I haven't tried that, but don't know. It depends how tight or loose the weave is, I suppose. Like enamels tend to burn holes in most things. Skin of the jute plant or sisal leaf, I'm being told. Excellent, now I know what burlap is. Oh, matron, says Carl. Do you think being on YouTube has elevated your business today? Ooh, that's good. I can't really say. I'm not sure, to be honest. I think, like so many things, you have to be present and correct because there are potentials with a lot of things, but I don't necessarily think it's a big impact on what we do on a day-to-day basis here. It impacts in terms of what we plan, what we do, what we present, but actually has it got a financial impact on the business? Not really, I don't think. Difficult to measure, but no. Remember, you promised to kill me last. I lied. Arnold Schwarzenegger, thanks Cookie Monster. YouTube about your third video. Oh, that's where you found us. I painted on burlap. You've got to seal it first. It's incredibly rough. Interesting. Right, Zane, question 4. Oh, have you been writing these down, Zane? How much does it mean to you that you inspire so many people, and did you know you do? Okay, let's get to it's a slightly more serious question that now, isn't it? I'm aware of it, Zane, to a point, simply because people do get in touch and say, you know, I'd given up hope, and I'll be serious with you guys, which I'm trying to be now. We've had quite a few people in the past who have written to us saying that they're suffering from depression, quite severe depression, and having some real problems in their existence. and that discovering some of what we've been doing here has motivated them sufficiently enough to bring them out of that. Without healthcare professionals, without meds, without therapies, and that they've discovered something that they're enjoying and that's giving them a reason to draw breath. Those things we don't take lightly, because we always can use the cliche that art can change a life. And the vast majority of time, probably that's a visit to a public museum to see a whatever it is and think, oh my God, this is the best, amazing thing I've seen. But to think that these humble beginnings from where we came, and we still try to be that and as authentic as we can, has so significantly changed a person's life in this particular way, is something my brain struggles to deal with. So yes, I am aware of things to a certain point, Zane, to answer your question. I think we both are, but it's I don't think we can ever quite understand, for some people anyway, how far that impact travels down the line. I just want to be able to have a legacy of being able to be in a position or create a position for us to do what we do. If we can find a reception for it that's suitably strong enough and enjoyable enough for us to continue to do it, we will do so. And we'll probably still do it even if there wasn't. But the ability to change a life in such a dramatic way is better than selling anything. And that's the real human power of it, in my opinion. I don't know what AD thinks, but that's what I think.
Well, yeah, me personally, I think it's great that we help or inspire in some way, because like I've said before, and I'm going to swear now, bollocks to the system, because the system is flawed, always has been. And I know this from personal experience with one of my children, that conforming to something, why would you put a restriction or of any sorts on your artistic freedom? And that's what the system does. And when we just said, well, stuff that, we're going to try things, you know, because so many people for us over the years have said, oh, you can't do that, or you won't be able to do that. And I've said, well, why not? Well, you just can't. Why, have you tried? Well, no, but you can't. And we said, well, we'll try. If we're wrong, we're wrong. And we found so many different things from that, from going, stuff them, we'll have a go. And so many people may just stop and go, well, they've told me I can't do it, so I won't. And we find it incredible when somebody, you know, sends us a message saying, I watched one of your live streams, or I saw you on social media X, Y, and Z, and you inspired me to do this. That, to me, that's the world. That's it. I think that's fantastic.
Thanks, mate. 5-5. If you could live and paint anywhere in the world, where would it be? Anywhere that's above 20 degrees and isn't raining for 300 days a year. There you go.
Yeah,
that's all I care about.
It's 4.2 degrees in here at the moment.
It's horrible. Oh dear. Right, so everyone having a little chat about burlap, which is interesting. Henry, have you ever tried to invite another known artist to do an online collaboration? No, I must admit, Henry, and I know one or two of you have suggested that in the past, so it is something I definitely need to have a look at. So thank you for reminding me. We need to do some research and have a look. Burlap is cheap. Burlap smells good. It tastes good too. Burlap. Don't mind me. I'll just tidy up. I'll tidy up the studio while you chat about bloody burlap. Oh, here we go. Cookie Monster. Here we go. Right. Okay. What's your favourite cookies? All of them.
I know mine.
White chocolate chip, actually, to be fair.
It's Monsters. That's my favourite cookie.
Oh, okay. Suck up. Okay, I've caught up, mate. I've caught up with everything. Unbelievably. Right.
So, question for you, buddy.
Yeah.
What was your first year like as an artist?
Ooh. Good one. Yeah, well, we've kind of briefly touched on the fact that I did have a severe state of panic for a few months. But I had my very first commercial job was a guy in Dubai who ended up buying 38 paintings because he liked the website. So I'd spent lots of time prior to going as a company, as a business, building the site and building a large volume of works up. So I knew I was pretty confident in the offering that I had. But that first year was mainly, taken up by him. And there were, and the Purcell Commission. So later in that year, there was an advertising agency that got in touch because they got Unilever as a client, and they were launching a new brand of Purcell washing powder and detergents. So we got involved with them. So we had 2 big jobs in the first year and a smattering of single and double installs with private clients. So actually, I'm going to say that with the 5.5 years of preparation we had prior to and all of that, by the time I went as actual business, even though I was terrified, I was excited. And I knew that things were going to happen. I knew with the stats of the site and the traffic and everything, it was just an inevitability that eventually someone's going to fall on it and go, I quite like this bloke. And that's what happened. So there's power in the numbers. Good question there, mate. Oh, all right. So Funny Fox, if you like warm temperatures so much, would you consider moving the business to Spain or Italy? I'm not good with languages. I mean,
I would.
You would.
Yeah, straight away.
That's where I get nervous is about.
California's warm.
I can barely speak my own, let alone anyone else's.
California's warm.
Where would you go, mate? Would you go Spain, Italy,
Spain,
or is
California,
it like Greece
anywhere
or
that's
somewhere?
warm.
Or
Yeah, just
anywhere
come back
that's
here
warm.
for a 2-week visit. Go. Oh yeah, I've forgotten how grey the skies are. Bye.
Thank you for that. Yana, you did a very good today. Great inspiration. Glad I found you. Thanks, Yana. It is Yana with a soft J or a hard J. I never quite know, but thank you very much for that. Right, what else we got? Cookie Monster. Oh, Danielle Dumas, one of our previous competition winners. Hello, Danielle. I'm very late to the party and apologise if this question was already asked, but what advice would you give to a new artist in regards to setting out there and how to sell your work? There's an easy way of doing that because we've got a ton of free resources over on suarezart.academy. If I ask Eddie very nicely, Danielle, he's going to pop a link to that into the chat for you. This is our brand new side add-on venture. We're now taking all that we've learned over the last 15 years as a collaborative experience together with Paula, our master mentor, and delivering it as a complete 12-week mastermind course. It is pretty awesome because we don't stick our name to anything. We've been working on this now for a long time. Very, very happy to pop that into the chat. I suggest, Danielle, because there's lots of free resources on there you might like, pop yourself on the newsletter, subscribe up today, and a lot of that is going to help you with what the question that you've just asked. But thank you for asking that, and welcome aboard, even though it is the time's getting on a bit. Right, Rob, great show as always. Need to go catch up on the next episode. Until then, stay safe. Cheers, Rob. Thank you very much. We're going to probably wrap it up sometime soon because this has been fun. John Martinez, are you guys family men? If so, how do you juggle business and family life? Yes, we are. It's always a balancing act, and we have very, very tolerant families. So that's all I can say. Thanks for that, John. Henry, what Suarez episode is your favourite besides this one? I always like the spin ones. I'll be honest with you, I love the spin ones. Sometimes they come right, sometimes they don't. There was one where I tripped over the lights several years ago in the old place, which I still come back to and look with great fondness. I think that was one of the highlights, just because I fell over and destroyed everything. Why wouldn't you? Right, Danielle, hi, California, too many wildfires. Oh yeah, Danielle, are you the country singer? I think Academy will do well. Brilliant, says Daniel. Love to do a collaboration. What artist wouldn't? Yeah, I think that could be good. I don't know how we do it, whether you get everybody comes here and just paints, or you do it sort of virtually. I have no idea, but we'll investigate that. Right, okay, I think there's just time just for us to say, is there any last minute questions to come in? Because I actually have caught up now with all of the questions, which is great. So hopefully we haven't missed any. And if I have, I'm worried I missed one of David Southern's questions, and that's just niggling in my head. So apologies, folks, if I have missed any of your questions. There's been a lot coming through, but it's been great, and I really, really appreciate the input you've had. Right, looking at the screen now, because I can just stand in front of the camera. Oh, somebody asking if Danielle is related to Marlene Dumas. She's a cool artist. Oh, JX3 Gallery. You're inspiring and motivating. Cheers, mates. Well, thank you very much. Time just, I think, for a last couple of questions. Just talk amongst yourselves. Oh, AD, when are you making blueprints for the spin machine?
Never. That's my secret.
It's ours.
It's
You never
mine.
get it.
Never. Yeah. Killed the younglings.
Henry, will you do an MMA fight with AD sometime soon? No, absolutely not. No violence here, thank you very much.
Hey, I did martial arts as well. Thank you very much. I did when I was younger. But, yeah.
What, back in the Renaissance period?
No, there is a story I could tell, but I'm not going to, about a martial arts instructor who I put on his ass, his backside, I should say, once. But we won't go into that.
No, probably best not. Okay, MMA fight. Cookie Monster, did you think of an art challenge for us? No, because I'm too busy answering your questions, I'm sorry. The trip over the lights, that's a favourite for Zane. Jackie Buvette, what do you give your loved ones for Valentine's Day? Yeah, I don't know, I can't really answer that. Let's move on. This has been an awesome stream. Thank you, Zane. Have you ever had the feeling what? Have you ever had a feeling that this is it? Can't do this anymore? Yeah, on a daily basis. I don't know if that makes you, if that's a surprise, but yeah, I mean, things get very, very tough. We've had major corporations on the phone explaining why their stuff doesn't work, or why this doesn't work, or why that, or we try and do something with it, and then we get on, and then we've had senior people from here and CEOs from that, because we demand something be done about things, and when you get nowhere, and you get brick walls, or you fail. So of course, there are lots of times, and I think it's just utterly pointless. There's no point doing it.
So also there's a story about Nike that I'm not going to go into right now because we're an hour and a half into this, but that was basically they were going to wipe us into oblivion just because of one single thing, but that didn't happen. We're still here and we continue to keep going in the face of adversity.
Thanks, mate. It's me, Jade. After meeting you and seeing your art, I came home and started painting again a lot more. Very inspirational, you two. Thanks. It was lovely to meet you and your hubby here as well. That was fantastic to meet you guys, considering how far from across the waves you came. And I just saw something. Oh yeah, Henry, will you do an outdoor artworks in the future? Well, not necessarily ones that you keep outdoors, but if we ever get any sunshine back here in the UK, we're going to take the spin machine outside. And we're going to whiz some paintings up in the summer, maybe, or do some stuff on the. Well, if you do roam cam, mate, I can. Is that what you mean? Yeah, I don't think I can lift one up. Yeah. No signal. What's happened to my roam cam? Oh, so the battery gone again. Yeah. Right. Just stick that back on. That's died. Oh, yeah. Can't hear that. I don't know if I can lift the others. Oh, right, hang on. Let's lift that. Oh, that's a bit. Oh, it's got some paint on it as well. I'll have to get that off. Right, this is one of the sculptures, Henry. This is aluminium, very high grade one, and these are formed into some interesting shapes. And then it's powder coated over the top. And yeah, they are on the site. There's some very interesting stuff. Actually, when we released these a number of years ago, they were very, very popular, weren't they, mate? We sold quite a few of them. But yeah, quite an interesting those. And never done anything big or outdoorsy. We'll leave that to the people whose businesses solely revolve around that. But yeah, never say never, Henry. How did the New York client turn out, Devan? Yeah, very, very good. They're very, very happy. And they're now going to do their London office as well. That is how good we are. So yeah, got another job lined up. We've already had a preliminary meeting with them a couple of weeks back. So thanks for asking that. Tamiko, have you ever painted a mural? Nope. Could be quite fun, actually. I was thinking chiropractor time. Right, I've seen you made several sculptures as well. Yeah, have you tried using a hairdryer? Doesn't do anything, Danielle. The hairdryer, the paint just goes. We've tried really strong air compressors, and even that doesn't really do a lot. So yeah, this paint doesn't react to it like acrylics do, unfortunately. So that's good. Devan, that's how you do. Okay, did I just see? Oh, John Martinez, ever bring in a furry friend to the studio like Bob Ross used to do? Didn't he bring in birds? He had birds, didn't he, Bob Ross? I think if I brought my doggy in, he'd get paint on his paws, and then we'd have enormous problems trying to get it off. But he's been here once or twice, especially when we were fitting out the studio dog. I think we caught him on video actually in the vlogs. What do we got? Will we see the painting for the London office as we did before? Yes, Lynn, I'm sure we'll be doing them on live streams. It's going to be towards the end of the year, I think, before they get going, because they're only just starting to authorise the refit. Well, the refit's got to actually be carried out, which is probably going to be 3 or 4 months as a minimum. So I think we're probably going to get around October, November before we can actually start on the commission. We don't know how many spaces yet, because that's still sort of up in the air. So we need to go back and do a proper recce and a measure, and then put the tender in and get that authorised, and then we can start doing it. But hopefully they should all be on the streams. Funny Fox, do you ever paint with your friends? No. No, I don't. Maybe I should, I don't know. I don't know if they'd enjoy it or not. They have little shoes for dogs now. K9s, yeah. Yeah, so we'll protect his pads, and Ages just said, but the vapors will kill him. K9s use them. I'll look out for that, actually. That could be kind of cool. I only dream of getting a client like that. Don't dream, Devand. Go out and find them. Seriously. I'm not just saying that as idle words. Go out and find them. You can find any client you want. You just have to identify them and go out and find them. And there are ways you can do that. And yes, you can learn about that in the academy. SuarezArt.academy. Seriously. If you want them, we'll give you everything you need, all the tools, and then it's up to you. You can go out and find them, but don't say, I wish, never. And we're trying to help you here, honestly, genuinely. Don't dream of it, go and actually do it, seriously, because you can. You absolutely can do that. We can do it, you can do it. Do you ever go to art fairs with your works, from Henry? No, cannot stand them at all. They are way too big. Most art fairs will give you a 3x3 little cubicle. I can get 2-3 paintings in there. How does that represent what Suarez is? It's just impossible. They're too big. And then you get charged 50 quid to have a power socket. No, what? On the off chance somebody might breeze past and think it's quite good. I've done it. I've done it in an open air market in Spitalfields in London, and I froze for 4 days solid and vowed I would never do it again. Pressing 2 wet paintings together, mirror image effect. You've done so much, I could have missed it. Is that? Yes, we've definitely done that. Yes, done that, Jeffrey. Absolutely. Where do we look? Identifying is a hard part. Yeah, identifying is hard, Geraldine, but it's not impossible. And we've demystified all that. It's part of the Suarez Art Academy. It's in there, I promise you. The ideal client can be found. Honestly, for everybody. It doesn't matter what your discipline is. Watercolorist, abstract, great. Portraiture, dogs, landscapes, still life, impasto, whatever you work with, doesn't matter. Big, small, indifferent. You can go pop art, doesn't matter. Okay, you can find them. Dogs don't need to smell these paint vapors. No, they don't. No, they don't. Absolutely right. We wouldn't want that, would we? Right, okay, so apparently they do have masks for dogs too. Goodness me. What will they think of next? Okay, folks, let's just check in with Adi. Adi, everything all right where you are, buddy?
All good.
All good, okay. Right, folks, I think we might be getting to the end of it now, just simply because I've caught up with all of your wonderful questions. Don't see anything more coming up on the chat at the moment. As Henry pops up with the question, well done, do you think enamel painting is getting the attention it deserves? No, no one will paint in enamels, Henry. It's too dangerous. It is genuinely just too much for people to work with. You've got to have a space where you can extract. You've got to have a space that conforms with a ton of different health and safety regulations unless you want to die, the equipment cost, the setup cost, buying the paints, etc, etc, etc. It's just too difficult. Why would you bother when you can go and get a $10 tube of acrylic paint and open up your garage door and paint? Why would you even bother doing this? It's pointless. I only did it because I got given some paint by an industrial supplier that I was working with in my job at the time and loved the paint. And then we've had to build everything from there. But no, doesn't need any recognition. And I just don't think it really matters. Anyway, it keeps it nice and niche for us, doesn't it? Thank you for that vote of confidence, Ed. Well, you need it. You need it. It's all about mindset, Devant. And for everybody who might be struggling or might be considering what to do with what they're producing, it is about mindset. It's just about this. Your talent is your talent, if that's what you want to call it. You make whatever you want. You're good at that. I can't do it, but you can. But reaching the people that want to pay for it, it's just this. Great session today. Must do it more often. Thank you, John. Much appreciated. Thank you, guys, from Geraldine. Thank you, Ed and AD from 55. Great evening. Thanks for sharing. See you next time. Ditto, John Martinez. We need more Q&As. Well, we'll definitely have to queue one up. I'm here all week. Give me a soundbite for that.
Brother, this guy stinks!
We'll definitely cue that. I'm going to be laughing about that all the way home.
Nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
We'll cue that up for another day. We won't leave it 4 years next time, eh? 20 bucks knows that. Enjoyed it a lot. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, actually. I've enjoyed it. It's been fun just for a change, isn't it? We have chat with each other. We're human beings. It's what we do. We've got to have connections with other human beings. Otherwise, it becomes a very insular world. Just, I mean, we have to do it all the time. We have to take an opportunity to be human. There's a clue in the word there, isn't there? Have an amazing week. Bye-bye from Henry. Zane, Ed, have you thought about painting on a painted canvas cube? No? How would you see what's on the underside? I don't know. I don't even know how we'd even make one. A bit too complex, I think. Maybe have a chat. Send AD a message and have a chat with him.
I've got an idea. I do have an idea. Of course, the bottom wouldn't have anything on it, but the rest would.
Yeah, do you make it all the same? Do you not? Do you rotate it? A lot of interesting questions there, actually, Zane. Cookie Monster, it was an awesome Q&A. Thank you for everybody for asking the questions, because obviously there isn't a stream without you guys. And we've all found out about burlap as well. So if nothing else, it's been the burlap stream, hasn't it?
So
Folks,
Henry, go and find me some purple burlap, please.
Purple burlap, there you go.
Yeah, find some purple burlap.
Awesome. Right, folks, we're going to wrap it up there because we've been talking for nearly 2 hours. That's pretty good. Carmiles, nice to hear such considered questions. Thanks for insightful answers. Best wishes. Stand the cube on the corner and all sides will be visible. You can tell who's the artist, can't you? Well done, Paula. I hadn't even thought of that. Right, guys, we're going to wrap that up now. Thank you so much for asking all of your amazing questions, and we've all learned what burlap is. I really, really appreciate all of your input on this stream. It has been over 4 years since we've done one. Let's not leave it so long next time, folks. If you have enjoyed this, please do share it out amongst your friends. If you're on any Facebook groups, send them a link out to the Academy. We really appreciate any referrals we can get. If you think anybody might want to come along and join us, or just even sign up just for the free newsletters, then we'd really welcome you over at suarezart.academy. There will be a link as well down in the description very shortly. That's it from us, folks. Adios, says David. Oh, you're now having another chat about burlap. Don't forget to thumbs up. That's right, guys. For those of you still left on, remember down below. Look, if there's any doubt about how you do a thumbs up, this little video will remind you.
Now, if you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to give us a nice big thumbs up. And remember to hit that subscribe button. And click on your bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming videos.
Okay, we're still talking about the cube. Bob Headcase, hello Bob. Thanks for commenting. Paul is saying that was awesome. Funny Fox, you can just hang the cube. And Zane, rotate it on a stand. To burlap and rotating canvas cubes. What a diverse lot we are. But time for art. Thank you, appreciate you both. Thank you very much. Devand, it was great fun. Cookie Monster, the wrong thumbs up, but we'll take some emojis anyway. Linda, thank you, this was great. David, thanks for reminding me to thumbs up. Yes, Yes, burlaps up. Geraldine, bite you all. That wasn't me saying that, was it? Did you say there's not a stream next week? Thank you. Yes, Lynn, I was just about to say, I am actually off next week. So our next stream is 2 weeks from today. So you can set a little calendar reminder. You've got 13 days to digest this and play it back. And then we'll be back doing what we do best in just 13 days time. Thank you, Zane. Wonderful. Love your work. It's very kind. Now, for every one of you who's asked a question, a massive thank you. We really, really appreciate it. Hopefully you've been enjoying Aidy's input as well to the other side of things. If you have enjoyed this, please give us a share. We'd really appreciate it. And that just leaves us to say thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already hit that big red button that says subscribe on it, then you know what to do, don't you? Just press it. Press it right now and click on the bell icon. There you go, just there. Thank you, folks. That's awesome. Right then, so I think that's it. Thank you, Nana Maya. Play the best song ever. Yes, we're going to be playing that nice song with all the cool clips on it. Funny Fox, awesome. Have a great break, Henry. Have a much love. Thanks, Ed and Adi. Thank you, Adi from Devand. Yes, a big thank you to him as well. And I'm going to now sign off and hand you over to Adi, who's got something to say to you all.
So guys, thank you so much for all of your questions. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting us all of these years. We appreciate it. Just one last thing I wanted to say on the outro, which I'm about to play. Bear in mind, this is also Suarez music. So we do Suarez art and we do some Suarez music, and hopefully we're going to do a little bit of Suarez teaching too.
Okay, folks, thank you very much for that. Watch out for Spotify, iTunes and Amazon links when we get enough material together to launch. I'm going to leave you with some of that music right now. Please take care, everybody. We'll see you in a fortnight.